How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be talking about a brand new horror movie. And I guess before I get into it, yeah, I am in the car again, just trying to get these reviews done whenever I got a little bit of free time. Anyway, today we are going to be talking about Barbarian. This movie came out September 9th, 2022, and is directed by Zach Greger. The movie stars Georgina Campbell, Bill Skarsgard, who you guys may remember as Pennywise from the new version of Stephen King's It, and we also have Justin Long in this movie as well. Now, I saw the trailer for this, and I thought, okay, this looks interesting, but what really is going on here? You know, you have the whole two strangers trust each other element, but then you also have where it says, no, there's something more going on in this movie. And that got me wondering, okay, this might be a really good one. Sometimes when they try to go, oh, but there's a twist, there is a chance they could really mess it up. It doesn't mean you shouldn't try, but I was kind of curious. I saw the trailer and I'm like, this one could either be really good or it could totally suck. I did a little research. I looked at the director, and he hadn't really done much horror before, but he had done comedy. And the thing is, normally I get worried when I see a horror movie from a director that doesn't have experience in the genre, but comedy is kind of an exception. Comedy and horror really work together pretty well. I guess it's the whole surprise element that you have to do with comedy that you also have to do with horror. So I saw he had done some comedy before, and I'm like, this actually could work out pretty well. And then I saw the initial reviews. I kept them to a minimum to keep from spoiling myself. But I saw that the initial reviews were actually really, really positive. And I'm like, okay, I definitely do have to see this movie now. And I do want to throw my hat in that ring there that, yes, this is a very good movie. But also, what do I really say about it? Because, yeah, this movie, a lot of it is keeping the movie's real plot a secret and trying to, reveal it in chunks and have, a surprise at each twist and turn, and you're slowly getting the full picture as to what this movie's about. So I don't really think I can say terribly much because I don't want to spoil anything, but I will say that this is a pretty dark and gritty movie. Actually, we just had the movie X that came out kind of recently. That was a dark and gritty movie as well. So, 2022, we're starting to see some good dark and gritty movies come out. Maybe we're past that whole PG-13 horror phase and we're gonna get into some fun, messed up stuff. So, yeah, definitely would recommend it, but do know that it is on the darker side of things. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about the plot, and I do want to say a little bit because I won't be doing any major spoilers, and I'll be extra careful for this one because it is kind of the whole movie's thing is don't tell people what it's about, let the surprises come in pieces. So, really brief, non-spoilery plot synopsis. We open up with this girl, Georgina Campbell's character, and she is going to this Airbnb for a job interview. However, when she gets there, she finds Bill Skarsgard is already there. It looks like they ordered the Airbnb from two different websites and accidentally got it double booked. And Skarsgard does a really good performance here. He starts off where he's kind of sleepy because it's the middle of the night, and he's kind of aloof, but then eventually he starts to be kind of over chivalrous, and then eventually they do start to get along, but there's that whole thing, can I trust him? I really don't know him. And yeah, in real life, I like to believe that he'd probably be a nice guy, but this is a horror movie, so we are on extra caution. But yeah, it's like she's even concerned, should she even step inside the house? And yeah, that is something you do have to be concerned about. But she tries to figure out a solution. They call the rental place, and it's too late and they're not picking up, and she tries to find a hotel room, and there's like a convention in town, so no hotel rooms, and she's thinking about stepping outside, and Skarsgard says, "No, this is a really dangerous neighborhood. Trust me, you don't want to be outside this late at night." So she eventually does decide to stay, and you get some creepiness overnight. Won't really say too much, but the next morning she does go down to the basement, and in the basement she finds a mysterious door. There are hidden underground rooms to this house, but why are they there? Well, let's just say the house does have a few dark secrets to it. And from there, I gotta zip my lips because I don't want to give away any more of the plot other than that. I mean, I haven't even talked about what Justin Long's character is doing yet, but I do want to keep the surprise there. And you really do get, puzzle pieces in this movie. You'll find something, a new piece of the puzzle, and you'll go, oh wait, I think this is what the movie's about, and it dawns on you piece by piece. And now that is one thing I do want to say, not really a big flaw in the movie, but I do have to say that sometimes you'll find a new puzzle piece and it takes you down the sidetrack with something other than what you were just focused on. And it does kill the momentum a little bit when it's like all of a sudden now we're focusing on this whole other thing for a few scenes. But that being said, it is worth it in the end. Just try to, adapt whenever it's like, oh hey, here's something completely unrelated. Well, not really unrelated, but outside of the mood we set up. So just know there are a few scenes like that from time to time where it's like, we found a new puzzle piece, now we have to examine it even if we're focused on previous plot points before it. But it does have a really good grungy feel with a kind of what would you do survival element. I don't want to say, I keep wanting to say puzzle pieces, but this isn't like Jigsaw. It's nothing like, it's not a Survive the Trap movie. So there are a few things like she wants to see down the dark tunnel once she opens the hidden door in the basement. So she has to stack this mirror and on like a folding chair with a boombox to angle the light from the roof down into the basement. There are a few clever puzzle things like this, but it's not really a puzzle movie. And also, in an abandoned neighborhood, a really good set. Quite recently in horror, we've had lots of Detroit horror movies. What was it? It Follows was set in Detroit, I believe, and also Don't Breathe was set in Detroit. So it is becoming a new cool location to use, and the idea of an abandoned neighborhood where something goes messed up and no one's gonna necessarily be around to see it, it's a cool setting as well. And I haven't even talked about Justin Long's character yet. I don't want to say who he is or what he's doing, because, let that be a new puzzle piece for you. But Justin Long, of course, is a really good actor. And the thing they do with his characters, it's kind of a morality thing, but it's not good or bad morality. It's more like, we know he's kind of a scumbag, but the question is, how low does he go? How bad is he? And you do kind of explore these ideas, and it is not just him, but it is echoed in a few other places in the film, the idea of morality, but not just morality, but how low do you sink? And that is kind of interesting as well. And yeah, just several points throughout this movie, several good crazy, creepy, dark, messed up reveals, and also a fair bit of humor. I've said it's dark, but it does really have its funny moments. Justin Long's a bad guy, but there's a funny scene with a tape measurer that is definitely getting a few laughs out of you. So it does that balance really well, and also with the shots, there's some serious shots, but there's also a few, fun camera trickery shots, like a rainy night, the girl's in the car, and the camera goes through the window to look at her, and you kind of feel the camera go through the window like it's a magic camera that goes through it like jelly. So there are some really cool shots in here as well. Overall, definitely recommend this movie. Like I said earlier, with X having come out, we do have a new sense of grunge, which I really do like in the movies here. So overall, definitely would recommend this one. It's worth checking out. Try to keep as much of the mystery as you can before going in, though. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. I'll put a relevant playlist on the bottom. This should be my 2022 movies playlist. If you want to see what else I talked about X, I talked about the new Scream, Netflix Chainsaw Massacre, a bunch of others. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Relevant playlist on the bottom. Have a good day now.